Sega and Sumo Digital deliver a current-gen update to the classic Outrun series with Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. The game lets you drive like you've always dreamed of in ways that are physically impossible. The updated modes will keep you busy whether you're trying to impress your friends or racing against rivals, but some drivers may be turned off by a lack of variety in the cars and the courses. The vehicles in Outrun always seem to be teetering on the edge of spinning out of control. The game allows drivers the opportunity to drift around tight corners, often forcing your car to slide sideways at speeds of over 100 miles an hour. Slipstreaming is also new to the gameplay and lets you get extra speed by following behind another car. Overall, the controls are fluid and responsive, but a little too forgiving. Crashes often let you flip 3 or 4 times through the air before landing perfectly on your wheels again. And running into your rivals often just shoves them further ahead of you. Your car will rarely crash to the point of a full standstill. Be ready for a lot of rubbing up against railings, buildings, and other people on the road, but since your car doesn't take damage, there's little to worry about.
What are you doing?
The biggest upgrade over the arcade version is the introduction of several new modes. You can cruise around with your girlfriend, impressing her by doing various tasks like pushing a huge beach ball, avoiding flying saucers, or just running into as many cars as possible. You can also compete in more straightforward road races, or challenge yourself at skills like drifting or slipstreaming. As you perform better in Outrun, you can earn more challenges in races, but unlocking these features can become frustrating, as you have to run the same race over and over again until you get it just right. There's also no tutorial, and figuring out what you need to do to advance can be frustrating. That and the long load times and repetitive goals really drain the fun tank in this game. The elements in Outrun Coast to Coast look good for the most part. You can buy 15 different Ferraris and race them in cities from Scotland to Egypt. The car models are pretty, and you can pick up new colors and models as you earn points. Hardcore gearheads might find the lack of any other customization options frustrating, and the variety in the performance of the cars is almost non-existent. Some levels show up more than others and can get repetitive. The game often gives drivers a fork in the road, but each path is the same every time. There are different goals in each race, but adding more variety in how races are run would have made a big difference. And the other cars in the road tend to blur together, as most of them lack any distinguishing details. Outrun is not supposed to be realistic, but it still feels a bit too cartoonish. A good performance is marked by hearts popping out of the car, for example. The sound design can get annoying in the same way, with lots of dings and whistles, but no variation in the engine effects. The bottom line is, Outrun 2006 was designed as a fun ride, and it is, but sometimes it gets so far from reality that the fun feels cheap. Considering the racing options on the market, there's not much that's revolutionary about Coast to Coast. The different game modes are amusing, but get repetitive as you keep trying to unlock more. The gameplay is fun, for a while, but the lack of jumps, boosts, or even a split-screen multiplayer mode leaves a lot to be desired.
Let's start!